This is a Roblox game from 20 years ago, and this is what one of the largest games on the platform looks like today. Despite being nearly 2 decades apart, a single texture connects them both, the classic stud texture. If you've played Roblox lately, you've probably noticed that everywhere you look, you see those little square bumps on blocks. They are on simulator games, they are on roleplay games, and they are on all kinds of other popular games across the entire platform. But how did a simple block design from 20 years ago suddenly take over the whole platform all over again? Well, it wasn't always like this. For many years, you barely saw those studs anywhere. If they showed up, people just used them as a fun throwback to older times. Back then, popular games used smooth surfaces, regular materials, or special terrain. You wouldn't find studs slapped onto every single surface, so why are they everywhere right now? Roblox first started a long time ago, and the stud design was created back in 2003. Back then, it had a very important job. It helped builders snap blocks together so they wouldn't float apart. It made classic games like Crossroads and natural disaster survival work right. But as years went by, Roblox made much better building tools. So builders didn't really need the studs anymore. Over time, the stud changed a lot. It started as a 3D model, turned around for a bit, got different Roblox logos on it, and finally became the plain block texture we see everywhere today. When I started playing Roblox in late 2019, studs were just a rare, cool way to remember the old days. But soon, things started to change. A few years ago, some independent developers decided to make games using old school block styles, classic blocky characters, and the old stud texture. At first, it was a really fun and creative way to try something different, bringing a breath of fresh air to a platform that had started feeling overly corporate. Then, around March 2021, Roblox became a public company on the stock market. Because things changed, a lot of players started missing the old days even more, and wanted games that felt like classic Roblox as a form of pushback against the new corporate direction. Around the same time, Roblox started hosting official throwback events that brought back old items and classic styles. That made the vintage look even more popular, and suddenly everyone wanted to use it. By late 2021, more games with this style started coming out, and they were really fun to play with friends. But over time, things went a bit too far. Instead of using studs carefully, some games started covering every single object, even round balls, in weirdly placed studs, turning a neat aesthetic into a chaotic mess. The momentum behind this building style didn't just happen overnight. It was a slow burn of independent creativity colliding with massive community nostalgia. For years, builders experimented with retro maps, trying to recapture the raw, unfiltered energy of the early 2000s web browser era. They missed the days when servers were simple, bugs were funny, and games weren't meticulously engineered by marketing teams to maximize retention metrics. This underground pushback created a dedicated subculture of players who actively rejected high poly meshes and ultra-realistic PBR materials in favor of flat colors and chunky geometry. As more developers joined this retro wave, the style began to split into two distinct categories. On one side, you had carefully crafted passion projects that used the old aesthetics respectfully, treating the stud texture like a vintage filter to tell a specific kind of atmospheric story. On the other side, you had a flood of rushed, low-effort cash grabs that took the concept to an extreme. These games slapped the texture onto random assets without any regard for grid alignment or architectural logic, creating an overwhelming visual assault that fans eventually dubbed retro slop. The psychological appeal of these worlds goes deeper than just surface-level graphics. When a player logs onto the front page today, they are bombarded by hyper-monetized, high-definition experiences designed to look like modern commercial releases. In contrast, a map completely covered in classic studs feels raw, almost rebellious. It strips away the corporate polish and invites players back into a sandbox mindset, where imagination matters more than graphics cards and rendering engines. Yet, this very charm is what makes the current mass production of stud-heavy games so fascinating and frustrating to watch unfold in real time. Furthermore, looking at the broader economic ecosystem of the platform reveals why this trend refuses to die. In an environment where developers are constantly chasing engagement loops, algorithmic visibility, and front-page dominance, simplicity wins. Complex maps require massive optimization, heavy asset streaming, and endless fine-tuning. A map built entirely out of basic studs, on the other hand, is lightweight, instantly recognizable, and deeply nostalgic. It triggers an immediate emotional response from older veterans while remaining blindingly bright and accessible to newer, younger audiences who treat these trends as the ultimate meta. Behind every single viral hit lies an intricate web of community sharing, algorithm manipulation, and peer pressure among younger user bases. When children log onto Roblox after school, they want to experience whatever is currently trending on social media platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. The stud-heavy aesthetic acts as an immediate visual identifier. a neon sign telling every single viewer that a game belongs to the current cultural zeitgeist. It does not matter if the gameplay loop is repetitive or if the building design makes zero logical sense. The sheer collective momentum carries these experiences straight to the top of the sort charts, leaving traditional developers scrambling to adapt or get left behind in the dust. It is honestly quite wild to think about how a simple, functional grid pattern from over 2 decades ago has managed to outlive countless engine updates, graphics overhauls, and corporate pivots. Platforms change, player bases grow older and get replaced by new generations, and UI designs get completely rewritten every few years. Yet those little square bumps remain entirely invincible. They are a permanent reminder of where this entire digital universe came from, serving as both a badge of honor for veteran players and a cheap shortcut for modern developers looking to capture lightning in a bottle. The big explosion happened in March 2025. A developer named Jandel decided to buy a brand new game called Grow a Garden, which became literally the biggest game on the platform. And you know what's crazy? Every single part of the map was covered in studs. Before long, it reached an incredible 22.3 million concurrent users. Everyone thought no other game could ever beat it. But then a developer called Spider Sammy released Steal a Brainrot. It used a similar naming style, similar pictures, and, of course, lots of studs. By September, it broke records with 24.1 million players online at once, proving that the stud texture was now the biggest trend on Roblox. What makes this whole phenomenon even crazier is how it completely flipped traditional game design logic on its head. Usually, developers spend countless hours trying to push graphics engines to their absolute limits, adding ray tracing, hyper-realistic lighting, and smooth textures to impress players. But on Roblox right now, throwing all of that advanced technology away and reverting to the most basic, blocky, untextured look imaginable is literally the ultimate cheat code for going viral. Even content creators themselves got caught up in the loop, making challenge videos and reaction clips centered entirely around how chaotic these blocky worlds had become. YouTubers realized that thumbnails featuring glaring, stud-covered landscapes instantly caught viewers' eyes while scrolling through feeds. This media feedback loop accelerated the trend even further, ensuring that the stud texture transformed from a simple building block into a full-blown internet meme that dominated the entire gaming community. Many people think these new games are made just to get millions of players and make money quickly, rather than just being made for fun. Because of that, the cool retro style got overused and turned into a massive trend that took over the whole platform. Roblox has a long history with the humble stud. It helped build the platform all the way back in 2003, and somehow it is still here today, for better or for worse. Before you click away, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone who watched all the way to the end of this video. Building these deep dives takes a ton of time and research, and knowing there are people out there who appreciate the history of this platform makes it completely worth it. If you have any other bizarre internet mysteries or platform trends you want me to cover next, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Have an amazing rest of your day, stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.